Okay, so we got a question here. Where's my banana smoothie? It's elsewhere. Man, banana smoothies, game changer. Ripe bananas with spots in them, a bit of sugar, a bit of water. Beautiful, as much as you want. Always. If your goal is happiness, strong hormone levels, like natural levels, good sleep, good motivation, lack of dependence on stimulants like coffee, pre-workouts, etc. Increase your carbs every day. You know, as much carbs as you want. Keep your fat intake low, and boom, your lean results in the post. Starving yourself is always going to give your thyroid a knock. All right, don't look at all those bodybuilders out there who use thyroid drugs to get lean and stuff. And that's, if you want to do that stuff, I'm not judging that. I'm just saying, I'm just saying that, you know, once you start playing with hormones exogenously, then, you know, things happen. So just, this video is here to help people, all right? I want to help people. Some people out there kind of bullshit you, all right? So if you cut your carbs down, your thyroid gets a beating, and then your metabolism slows down. And then you up the coffee, up the pre-workout, cut the calories more, and then boom. There's a guy on Instagram doing the rounds right now. I forget his name, but he was like, you know, staunch and ripped. And didn't use a lot of steroids, just, you know, just a normal amount. And I got some aesthetic results, and then went off cycle, just burnt out, starving too much, doing too much, probably thyroid, etc. And just put on 30 kilos of fat, you know, totally changes physique. And that's fine. Like, it doesn't, if you're shredded or obese, it doesn't make you a better person either way, all right? I'm just saying, if your goal is lean, sane, and have freedom in your head, then always enough carbohydrates. So how much protein a day do you need? I had a discussion on one of my other videos. The person said, I forget the name, but they said Clarence Kennedy says that, you know, 130 is enough. Clarence Kennedy's on steroids. All these guys are on steroids, all right? Some of them take a lot, some of them take not so much, but they're all on the juice, and they all lie about it. Do you know why? Because if you're open about taking steroids, when you've built your career on being a fake natty, see you later, alligator. So these people have to lie, all right? Now, how could I have such experience about this? I've been around steroids for 23 years. I've taken them myself, done many videos about it, been totally transparent about it. If you're not on the pharma grade stuff, then you're not going to get the results these guys are getting, because they're taking pharma grade. You even watch some of my videos from before 2014, and my voice was different. I looked a lot like boyish and younger. I didn't look like a man. I had different facial hair growth. My muscles were set differently. I was still very lean, like I am now, but anabolics, especially proper ones, pharmaceutical grade, not some dirty UGL stuff. I mean, like stuff from the doctors, etc., hospitals or whatever. The real deal changes you, all right? And so I see it in these guys as well, what they're taking. And you look at when they look like when they're 14 or 15 or 16 or whatever, and then look at them now, and it's like, yeah, you know, you hit like this second puberty, right? The first time you hit puberty is the only time you hit puberty. And then when you start taking anabolics, that's when you get your second puberty. And all of a sudden, like, your voice changes, your face looks totally different, your muscle maturity is like, what? This dude's only 20 and he looks like he's 40. Like, what? Like the muscle maturity. Anabolic steroids. And if you're not going to take them, that's fine. I'm not saying you should take them. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying this is what these guys are doing. So if you're trying to be the Mr. Natural or Miss Natural, that's great, fantastic. But don't take advice from people who lie to your face about being on the juice. There's nothing wrong with taking the juice, but in my opinion, there is something wrong when you're on YouTube and you're taking your shot every week or shots per week or whatever you're taking, and then you're going, yeah, guys, I don't do much protein, you know, just, I do this or I do that. You know, or like Athlean X, selling these BCAA supplements and all these ebooks, and these teenage kids thinking, well, I look like Athlean X, yeah, I want to train hard, I want to buy his product, I look like him. You won't look nothing like him. The dude's the same age as me, and once you hit 25 or even 20, your testosterone levels are dropping down. And you need high testosterone to hold onto muscle. When your testosterone goes down, your muscle is going away, all right? Unless you're on the D-bol or the oxymethylone or the, you know, the et ceteras, all right? So all these guys out there who have this aesthetic physique that the fanboys are frothing over, that's fine. but they're all using anabolic steroids. And you can deny that and spend the money buying the ebooks and the coaching and the BCAAs and go to your little 24-hour fitness and do your workouts and I'm doing athlete acts, am I doing it right angles? Is this the right angle from the bicep? And you'll never ever look like those guys because you're natural and they ain't, right? And they're lying to you to take millions of dollars every year from these teenage noobs who are so trusting and naive. And then I come along, they're like, Durianrider, you're skinny, like, you know, I'm a cyclist, you know, and I don't stay on steroids, and I don't use a lot, and I haven't, ever. I haven't even done a steroid cycle, all right? I've done a few bits in here and there. That's how powerful they are. Just a few shots, you know, will change you, change little subtle things, all right? Yeah, it's insane how they change you. It's insane. Even my grandma said, wow, Harley's finally become a man at age 37. And I thought that was just hilarious. My grandma has nothing, no idea about steroids. And she even noticed it, you know? And I never ever took a steroid cycle. Isn't that crazy? I gained 11 kilos of muscle, which I still have today, and it doesn't want to go away. You know, I don't even train at the gym. I train a bit of bench press here and there, but it's still going. And I still feel like 11 kilos every time I go up a hill or run a 5K. All right? It's 11 kilos of dead weight, of muscle weight. And for most people, like, oh, you look a lot healthier than when you were super, super skinny back in the day. And I get that, and I agree. Especially when you're my age. So that's the reality, man. These things work, and they work devastatingly powerful. You've got guys like Matt Does Fitness, Matt Ogus, you know, back in the day, Twin Muscle Workout. They look like they're off cycle now because they've lost a lot of their gains. All these people just, you know, lying about taking the gas just so they can get, you know, more supplement sales, etc. So you ask yourself, are you going to why would you take advice from someone who's not even doing what they say they're doing? Natural. Right? It is just, it's a joke. Like, I didn't change anything in my diet. I've probably used 2 kilos of protein powder in the last 5 years, maybe. I'd say I bought 1 and 2. I bought maybe, yeah, a maximum 2 kilos in the last few years. So you might see a protein powder thing in my pantry or whatever. It's been sitting there for a zillion years. Or creatine, I've probably used 2 or 3 tubs of creatine in the last 5 years. You know, I gained 11 kilos of muscle because I'm at the same body fat as I was, you know, back in 2013, 2014. So 11 kilos of muscle gain. Lean muscle tissue. No increase in protein, just a few things here and there of anabolics, like real stuff. And I'm glad I did that because it just proved my point, what I've been going all about. Steroids are very, very cheap. They're very, very easy to get. Don't buy fake stuff. Get it from your local family doctor. Do it properly if you're going to do anything like that. And don't take these Psalms. What's in those? You know, I mean, I wouldn't. Do what you want to do, but I wouldn't. Because what's in that? These things are new to product, new to market. What's going on? Now, a lot of people don't care. They're like, mate, I want to live till I'm 30 and then see you later. I want to burn bright like the Ziz and whatever. And it's like, yeah, don't do that, man. Like, and understand as well, these guys out there, you know, they're also doing party drugs as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And that's just going to cook your head, you know. Cook your head massively. That's why you see a lot of you know, people ending their life prematurely because they're doing all this other stuff and they're mentally just caving in, all right? So understand that if you do anabolics, you'll have a lot more mental health issues for sure, 100%. So if you're a person who suffers with anxiety or whatever, and then you get on, that's going to amplify massively, all right? So understand that. So you might be like a little dude who's like skinny and has anxiety and drinking your coffee and freaking out about stuff. If you start taking anabolics, man, that's going to magnify, all right? That's going to magnify. What I noticed, you know, not being on anymore, is that it's like you have a lot less, you know, a lot less going on in your head. Like if you're using anabolics, they will amplify what's going on. Right? So if you're an anxious person, it'll make you more anxious. If you're a chill person, you'll be chill. You know, so it depends on the person. That's why I don't recommend using any stimulants if you're going to use anything like that, because it will make you even more cray-cray. That's the heads up. You're not really going to hear that from anyone. You know, I mean, you might hear it from you'll hear it from Dan the bodybuilder in Thailand, who has a great podcast. And there's that Rosso guy on YouTube as well. There's Luke that's that trendsetter guy, the Luke Skywalker, the trend dude. He's pretty open about it as well. That's great. These guys are bodybuilders who stay on cycle. I'm a cyclist, runner, who's like had curiosity and wanted to do a YouTube thing about it, and so I took here and there. But yeah, this stuff's powerful, man. So this stuff's powerful. But just, you know, if your goal is muscle aesthetic, don't ride a bike. Riding a bike makes you skinny. It leans you out, all right? So if you're fat and obese, ride a bike. If you're a skinny dude and you want to get swole, don't be doing running, man. Don't be doing cardio. You know, don't do any, just no car. Sell your bike and buy a car, okay? Or get an e-bike. Better yet, get an e-bike. Don't do cardio and it'll wanting to look aesthetic. It's not how it works. And I know that because I'm 42 years of age and I've had plenty of bodybuilder guys I've known who are on steroids, and they get into cycling, they get off the steroids and they just whoosh, they shrink right down. They lose like 30 kilos of muscle, primarily because they got off steroids, and now they're riding a bike. So they're healthier now, obviously, but yeah, so, but trying to be like, I'm trying to bulk and get fitter, and it's like, it's not how it works, bro. You got to choose one. Incredible cardio or incredible aesthetic muscularity, all right? Simple as that. So an example for me, I'm probably about 75 kilos now. If I wanted to get to 85 kilos, I would have to basically quit cycling and do more weights and get on the juice, all right? And then that would happen like in a month. And you'd be like, whoa, do not swole. Total transformation. Total transformation. So that's just the reality there. Micro dosing amounts will give you subtle changes in your body. Subtle ones, but not stand out. You know, you won't notice. Like guys like look at guys like Michael Rasmussen and Tyler Hamilton who are open about it when they got pinged. They were using testosterone. But they didn't look like they used testosterone, did they? They were skinny and scrawny and absolute weapons on the bike up hills and time trials, right? And they were skinny as, but they used steroids, but very, very minor amounts, just so they could recover from the demands of elite level professional cycling, which I don't have, never have had. So I've got no use for microdosing, whatever someone might say. Microdosing, it will only help you if you are in an extreme deficit of metabolic stress from racing the Tour de France, just, you know, some next level demands like that, then that'll help you get that little couple of % edge, but it won't change your physique, all right? So it won't change your physique. In my experience, it will not change your physique at all. You won't even notice you're on it. It's like nothing, you know, it's nothing. But when you're chasing 1 or 2%, 1 or 2% in the Tour de France is huge. If you could give Chris Froome 1%, they'd be like, how? You know, that's huge. Lance Armstrong, 1%, huge. 1% in cycling is massive. That's night and day. Think about it. 1%. Crazy, eh? That's the reality. All those guys are lying to you. How much protein do you even need? You don't need much at all. You know, it's not about protein, man. It's about your testosterone level. Right? So if your testosterone level is 10, let's say the range is 10 to 30 here in Australia. If your T level is 10, doesn't matter what you eat, you ain't going to be packing on muscle. If your testosterone level is 40 or 60 or 80 or 200, like some guys are, 10 to 30, the range goes up to 200 or even more. That's what is going to pack on the muscle, right? And then, if your testosterone level is that high, then eating extra protein will help because you'll have enhanced protein synthesis. So it's steroids, nutrition, and training, those three. Right? So you can do all the training and nutrition you want in the world. Your physique will look like, oh yeah, do you lift? Sort of you look like you do. Add that third component in, it's like, pfft. And I'm not talking Mr. Olympia. That's like, those guys are doing like 3 grams a week a day, 3 grams a week of testosterone, 3 grams a week a day. 3 grams a week of test plus extras. That's like full on, like psycho, crazy stuff going on there, you know? Crazy stuff. Yeah. But the average fitness model is doing 500 to a gram a week of anabolics, you know, probably 48 weeks of the year, right? So understand that reality. And you have people, oh no, it's not true, athletics is natural, you're just jealous. And that's why you don't, that's why you won't ever have any results, cardio or strength, because you believe in the bullshit. Closing, if you use steroids, that's fine by me, I've got no judgment with that. But lying about it to sell people product, like these fake nannies, athletics, etc., that's wrong, it's fraud, it's sociopathic. Why doesn't the guy Jesse, who is trained, is it Jesse? The guy, the sidekick on Athlete X? I think his name's Jesse. Why does he look so natural? And Athlete X looks like, wow, you know, stands out massively. Athlete X walking down the beach would stand out anywhere in the world. Jesse walking down the beach would not stand out anywhere. He'd be like, oh, it's a young, sort of fit-looking guy. Oh, yeah, cool, you do a bit of weights? Yeah, pretty skinny. Oh, yeah, maybe you start, you know. There you go. All right? That's natural versus enhanced. Jesse's testosterone naturally would be a lot higher than Jeff's. Jeff's injecting every week, so his testosterone is going to be a lot higher. Now, people say, oh, he's not even that big, oh, he's not that big. Jeff's not trying to be big. He keeps his doses moderate. Right? The monsters out there, the really big guys, they're doing high doses and maybe a different genetic blueprint. That's just reality there. Jeff's an ectomorph. You can see it in his legs, and you can see it in his upper body. The anabolic steroid effect. That's just how it is. Right? So you can try and fight the truth and deny it and put your head in the sand, but that's just reality, mate. All these guys on anabolics, it's just part of the deal, part of the industry, and part of the scene. So are you going to get scammed by these people? Or are you going to, okay, yeah. Alright, you're right, Harley. Move on. Protein is not an issue. Lift weights, train, ride your bike, stay fit, but don't try and compare yourself with people who are using anabolic steroids, because you will never ever get their results. The people who properly use anabolics, not like a jibber jabber here and there or whatever. I mean, people who are on a proper cycle, doing it properly, you know, monitoring their levels, etc., doing it full on. You'll never get the results ever, naturally.